to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
Shawnee, I wanted you to pull up the audio of Biden from last night's town hall.
Okay, I have two of those.
This is something that people keep bringing up, and I felt like he explained himself pretty well. This is a clip of him talking about the 1994 crime bill.
Oh yeah, he went in on this.
An awful lot of people were jailed for minor drug crimes after the
Exactly right.
Was it a mistake to support it?
Yes, it was. But here's where the mistake came. The mistake came in terms of what the states did locally. What we did federally, we said it was, and you remember, George, it was all about the same time for the same crime. What I had done as chairman of the Judiciary Committee, took the 10 circuit courts of appeals, took some really brilliant lawyers working for me in judiciary. We did a study, and we determined what happens if for the first, second, third offense, for any crime in the criminal justice system at the federal level, if you're a black man, it's the first time you committed robbery, how long would you go to jail on average? If you're a white man, how long? Black man would go to jail on average 13 years, white man 2 years. I go down the list of every single crime. We set up a sentencing commission. We didn't set the time. Every single solitary maximum was reduced in there. But what happened was it became the same time for the same crime. So it said you have to serve between 1 and 3 years. They ended up becoming much lower. Black folks went to jail a lot less than they would have before, but it was a mistake.
I didn't fully understand that, but
he also went on to say in the rest of the clip, he talked about how what he voted against in the crime bill, what he did not want in there was the state's ability to build more jails. And senators put that in the bill. He did not want that because he knew that would allow states to take the crime bill, mandatory minimums, and expand their capacity of jails, and thus they would want to fill those jails. It's kind of like what we're learning here in New York with Rikers. When there's empty beds, because there's money tied to it, people get paid on filling up those beds. And the kickbacks go into the police and the cash bail, et cetera, et cetera. So he went in to talk about that, and it was good to look. He's been saying for a while that there were some good things in the crime bill and there were bad things in the crime bill, and he didn't feel like it was a complete mistake. I'm glad to hear him continue to say that he didn't like the crime bill and where it ended up.
Yeah,
right.
And go into some real details.
And he admitted to some of the mistakes, and he did something that we've brought up on the show, Ebro. He talked about the people who actually did support that crime bill also, because people think that it was just him.
I think it was like 95 senators supported the crime bill.
And then what about locally? A lot of the black churches, a lot of organizers.
Sure. Oh yeah, people were into it at the time.
Yo, how about this? Black mayors supported it.
Yeah.
At the time.
By the way, we need to welcome Diddy on board, guys. We are now 2.5 weeks before the election, and Diddy did an interview on Revolt where he said that, he knows he talked about holding the vote, but Donald Trump has got to go. And he is fully on board. So I was very excited. Very excited to get Diddy on board. I mean, yeah, it took a little bit of time to realize that Donald Trump was a white supremacist. I don't know what the last 2 months showed that weren't proven the last 3.5 years. But
I'm telling you, man, and mostly black men, white supremacy is not enough for some black men. It's about the bag. It's about the money. We talked about that with Ice Cube. Well, I was just specifically talking about, if we're talking about Diddy or we're talking about Ice Cube. Black men will be like, look, it's white supremacists everywhere. What's up with this money? Which, a lot of women ain't falling for that. Some do, though.
That's interesting you say that, because did you see Jamel Hill had an interesting tweet last night in that regard?
She was and she was basically like, are black men and black women in a different place politically? Like,
yeah, she was like, it seems
real?
like they're very far apart.
Is this real? And it's because I believe that too many black men want to be white men.
What?
Yes, I said it.
Hold on.
Well, that's deep.
You're gone too far,
That's an interesting take.
You think you're going to be a white man.
I would. That's a huge blanket statement.
You think that money
Big
is
blanket.
coming to you and they gonna treat you exactly the same just because you got some bread?
Nah. Black men want to be white men?
I said too many.
Too many?
Too many.
I've not heard that ever in my life.
Well, you heard it here on Ebro in the Morning.
Maybe the way you're wording it, Ebro, is not.
It sounds a little wild.
But you're saying people
Listen,
want money. They think money's going to solve the
what
problem.
I said. I said what I said.
It's an interesting
you think
opinion.
your
It's an
bank
interesting
account
opinion.
being equal with a white man will get
Okay.
you the same treatment that white man get. So you voting like a white man. Too many black men want to be white men. I said what I said.
I mean, that's a nice controversial opinion.
Well, as a white man who wants to be a black man, I personally have never heard this before.
As a Latino that sees that every day, I completely understand what Ebro's saying.
You validate yourself on white male standards.